This is the Museo Amparo. Welcome back, everyone, to Puebla, Mexico. We're back here in Puebla. Today we are going to be visiting this place right here across the street. This is the Museo Amparo. It is a very famous, probably one of the most famous museums here in Puebla. And inside there is a very extensive collection of pre-Columbian, pre-Hispanic art and artifacts. And it's something that I've really been wanting to see while we're here. And as we are getting close to the end of our stay here in Puebla, I figured today is going to be the day. So come along. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you want to help out the channel and help it grow, I really would appreciate it. Click on the like button down there, the subscribe button, and the little bell next to it to be notified for when new videos drop. It really helps the channel grow because it's going to help the YouTube algorithm recognize this content and spread it to other YouTube viewers. If you'd like to support the channel monetarily, I would appreciate that as well. You can leave a super thanks by clicking this thanks button here and give a small donation to the channel. I appreciate your support. So back to the video. Enjoy. All right, we're inside. We're inside Museo Amparo in the opening hall here, where you buy your tickets. 85 pesos for the general admission, and that's not a bad deal. 85 pesos is about $4 USD. Oh wow, look at this. They have this massive timeline here. Has lots of information on it, going all the way back to, let's see, 2400 BC, and showing different continents: Africa, Asia, the Americas, Europe, Oceania, and also here Mexico. So you can see sort of the comparison of the different ruins of ancient civilizations in different places. We go this way. This is cool, these drawings of how the Aztec and other ancient peoples, including these animations, which are really cool. I like that this animation is just built right into the drawing. It's a giant mural with animated panels. It's very cool. It's a cool concept. Look at this. Murciélago, a bat. That's a very, very cool. All these clay and ceramic pieces I always think are really, really impressive. We've seen things like this in different places. In different cities that we visited have had museums that have things like this, old pre-Columbian, pre-Hispanic art and artifacts, and I always find them very, very impressive. This is really cool. One thing I really like about this museum so far, it's gonna sound weird, but the glass is extremely clean, and the lighting is such that the lights are inside the cases and there's not a lot of light outside the cases, which makes it great to see the detail up close without any glare or reflection. It's excellent for filming. So in these videos, you're going to be able to see a lot of detail on this art, which I think is really nice. Some museums that we've been to, the displays are kind of, I don't know, not really thought out so well. Most of the lighting comes from outside the display, and the backgrounds on the inside are dark colors like brown or black. And it makes it so that you get a major glare on the glass. You can't really see anything that's inside, especially not on video. Wow, look at this thing. Oh, look at this. This is a part of a brazier. This was on a brazier, it looks like. It's amazing. Some very, very impressive art here. I think what you're hearing in the background also is different ancient languages. It's very cool. El juego de pelota en Mesoamerica. Game of the ball. They had these big hoops up on the sides of the buildings. Didn't actually get to see, I don't think, any of these preserved fields where they have this, where they would play this game in any of the sites that we visited so far. But it's cool they have like a video showing off. Showing off the game. It's interesting the way they have this grouped. This whole section here is for like representations of people or the body or faces. It's very interesting. It's always interesting with these museums to see like how they have everything categorized, how they've decided to categorize and display everything. We've been to ones where it's categorized, chronologically, with sections going past, the oldest first. I've seen ones where it's categorized like geographically by different regions. Places where it's categorized just like by different types of work. So like all the ceramics in one place, all the metallurgy in one place, all the tapestries and like the textile work and things like that in other places. This is very cool though. I always think, the really large ones are very impressive, the large sculptures, but some of these really small ones I think are always really impressive as well because they're just so intricate, and the amount of work, to go into like a very small piece like this, but very intricate work. It's always very impressive. And having this like audio in the background of conversations, which to me I think it sounds like it's in like indigenous languages. It's very cool. Provides for a very cool experience. Language and writing. You have a whole explanation of the inscription over here and how it would be read. It would be read left to right, then diagonally down, right to left, and then left to right, diagonally down, so it would be read like this. It's a little hard to see this on the video because of the bright background, but it is very cool, showing off exactly like what the translation is of this tablet and how it would have been read. They have a bunch of these through here. Lots of different tablets, different from different places too. It looks like this is from Oaxaca. Here, escritura Maya. Now, most of the stuff that we've seen, well, at least the Templo Mayor that we saw in Mexico City, that's Aztec or Mexica. The big temple, the Gran Piramida, the Grand Pyramid in Cholula, that was actually like built well before the Aztecs. And here we have Maya. The Maya were further south in the southern part of Mexico and also down into Central America. This collection is very extensive. They're showing off how the different instruments, pre-Hispanic musical instruments, are played. Very extensive collection here. La Muerte. So these are death offerings. Interesting, always interesting to see how different cultures, the kind of art that they make around death, the concept of death. There's a whole museum to that, actually, we went to in Aguascalientes, the Museo Nacional de la Muerte, the National Museum of Death. Very interesting collection there. Link in the description for that video. That was very cool. Where does our tour lead us next? Here we have Cambio Cultural in the 16th century. So this is the cultural exchange, 16th century. When the Spanish arrived here in like the early 1500s. See on the mural here the conquistadors and the Aztec warriors. The burning of the temples. In a lot of places, these temples, the ruins that are preserved, are of course only partial. There are some that are extremely well preserved, but then a lot of places, like especially Tenochtitlan, now Mexico City, the Templo Mayor, they tore the whole thing down basically and used the material, the stone and the estuco and everything to build their buildings, the Spanish churches, cathedrals, and colonial governmental buildings. I really like these animated screens, panels, because they fit right in, so it looks like it's part of the greater mural, and it's just an animated part of the mural. That's a really cool idea. The audio here on the video got corrupted, but basically this is the 19th century, so 1800s collection, mostly like late Spanish colonial era stuff. They also had, what was really cool, like a preserved, sort of like a preserved house, or a room from a preserved house, like what the kitchen would have looked like here in a 19th century house, like in this area. It was really cool, very, very well reconstructed with cool, pieces of furniture and plates and dishes and ceramics. Just a pretty cool reproduction of what it would have looked like in a kitchen here in the 19th century. Here there is the Spanish colonial timeline from 1519 here all the way down to 1820 to the Independence Wars. Cool. All the old colonial era, like, furniture. Super lavish. Colonial and also, 19th century as well, right? The 1800s here in Mexico. It's periods of empire, two Mexican empires, the first and second Mexican empire, with periods of reform, sort of more liberal governments in between. But very, very lavish. Definitely very lavish. All the way up through, Porfirio Diaz, president, dictator, Porfirio Diaz. If you really want to see the lavish lifestyle, check out our video, link in the description, for the Castillo Chapultepec in Mexico City. Holy cow, that thing. Big castle on top of a hill in the big urban green park that they have there, Bosque Chapultepec, where emperors and dictators lived in lavish lifestyle. Wild, very wild. A very, very cool rug here. Another thing, that was very ornate. The furnitures, like the embroidery on the furniture and the handmade, hand-hooked rugs from the era. And of course, more incredibly detailed wood inlay and silver. Lots of silver, because we were in Mexico. Yeah, these silver. Mexico was really the silver, a silver part of the empire. I don't know how else to explain it. There's a colony where the Spanish extracted a lot of silver. Not so much gold here. Gold was more down in the in Peru and Peru, Ecuador, that area. In, I guess, what would have been the former Incan Empire. But here in Mexico, it was all about the silver. This is super interesting here. They're talking about the ocean pathways, not just shipping back and forth between, here in Latin America to the Iberian Peninsula, but also the Philippines. The Philippines was a major colony, producing silk, windscreens, porcelain, ivory sculptures, and other things that would, be part of the trade. So very, very close historical ties between Latin America, especially Mexico, and the Philippines. Look at this room. Ooh. Impressive. Here we have the modern post-revolutionary timeline. 1910, the start of the Mexican Revolution here. Overthrew Porfirio Diaz, ended the Porfiriato. Eventually ushering in the modern era of the modern government here in Mexico, with the Constitution, the modern Constitution. Goes all the way up through the 1960s, 70s, and over here, all the way up through the 2010s. The audio here unfortunately corrupted again, but this was a collection of José Agustín Arrieta, the famous 19th century Mexican painter. And they had an extensive collection here, two or three actually full halls of his work. And I don't know what there is to say. There were all different kinds, like cityscapes, portraits, still lifes, a very extensive collection. I'll let you enjoy. You can check out some of the highlights of the collection. through here. Oh, we're outside. Oh, lovely. Look at this. Look at this beautiful courtyard out here. Beautiful. Some murals along the wall here. I think, I know there is a museum cafe in here. We may actually be seeing it. Oh, let's see. So that's the bathroom. This is the Sala Enfoques Luis Felipe Ortega. Oh. Okay. We have many very similar looking black panels. If you look up close, this is not going to come through on the video. I can promise you. But if you look up close, each one of the panels is scratched in such a way that there is a different pattern on each one of the panels. It's distinct. Well, it's distinct. I can see it, but I don't think it's going to come through on the video. What will probably come through on the video is this really cool, like dissonant, discordant music. Look, I'm not gonna lie. On the video, this is going to look like many panels that are all exactly the same, but I can tell you, when you get up close to them and look at them with your own eyes, they are different. It is quite shocking to leave this very peaceful courtyard and go into that exhibit with that music. I mean, obviously that's what it's supposed to be, but very cool. Here, the collection of contemporary art. These are really cool. Each one of these is like woven yarn and thread, very like a yarn and thread ball of different colors. I like this, the different projections from the light up above. The photography with the shadow behind. More photographic collage here. Photography of pre-Hispanic art and artifacts, it looks like. This is cool. This oh, this thing moves. It's on a motion sensor. When you walk close to it, the motor turns on and all the gears start turning. That's very cool. This is really cool. This thing down here. You always find that interesting with museums. It's not just about what is in the museum, like what pieces. It's also about how they're arranged in the hall. There's an art to that as well. Putting this piece at the end of the hall, you see this, and you're sort of drawn to it because of, I guess, how large it is, how striking it is. Also how the contrast between a lot of dark colors here and the white wall behind. I don't know, it's just I felt immediately drawn to this piece when I turned the corner into this room. Of course, I don't want to ignore any of these other pieces. These are really cool. This piece here is a very cool, I think watercolor it looks like. Blown glass pieces here. Very, very cool. Oh, this is cool. It's photographs, but like blurred because of the motion blur. Two people playing tennis. Each photograph is a different photograph of the ball going back and forth, and the other player on this end. That's very cool. There's this amazing mural out here on the wall, just outside that hall, the contemporary art hall that we just visited. Truly impressive stuff. And I think, because we're out here in front of the courtyard again, the beautiful courtyard, I think that's going to be it. I think we've seen all the halls and galleries here at the museum, Museo Amparo. It was very impressive. I knew this museum was going to be impressive. It's very famous. It's one of the very famous attractions here in Puebla. So I already kind of knew that it was going to be good. I was already expecting it to be good, and it did not disappoint. Very, very cool collection. Something you should definitely come see if you're here in Puebla. And this video, I hope you enjoyed it. It is going to be one of the last videos from here in Puebla because we will be moving on soon. But like I said, it was something that I really wanted to see, and before we left Puebla, definitely had to come see it, the Museo Amparo. Well, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. There is going to be a little bit more coming from here in Puebla, but stay tuned nonetheless. We'll see you in the next one.